Do you remember the Johnson Smith catalog?
What is the Johnson Smith catalog?
Dude, it was on like the back page of all your magazines as a kid.
Oh, with x-ray glasses and stuff like that.
They had a parabolic mic. It was like, hear a dog bark from a mile away. Hear the wings of a bird flapping. Do you not remember this?
No, I don't remember that specific one.
It was $100, so I never got it. I got the fake turd instead.
Oh, well, wise choice.
'Cause I'm a modern
Parabolic microphones.
First time I ever heard about a parabolic microphone was on 321 Contact, and they talked about how it was used in production to actually hear what was being spoken in the center of the football field on, what are you wearing?
It's science, it's for science.
Okay, that's fine.
I think I saw it in like some sort of spy movie from the 60s and 70s. They were always like clear plexiglass,
Yeah.
someone with sunglasses perched on a rooftop. I always wanted one of those spying devices. Not because I thought I was gonna get sensitive information or collect blackmail, just so I could go up to people and go, I heard everything you said.
You wanted to be that guy who had the upper hand. You realize
I wanted everyone to know.
you can just lie and say you're that guy.
That's true. That's less fun though.
Speaking of less fun, let's talk about your hat here.
Okay, we are going to make a parabolic microphone.
Tell me if I'm following this right. If I just had, let's say, a microphone by itself, then it is gathering this much, let's say 1.5 inches worth of sound, right?
Right.
Whereas when you put it in a parabolic structure, all of this gathers and focuses on here. The same way like a solar power facility takes a whole bunch of light and focuses it in one spot so that you're able to boil all that water and so on. You're doing the same thing with sound to get greater fidelity. This is why we have the very large array. We have the Arecibo giant.
In Puerto Rico.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna make a parabolic mic that should drastically increase the sound quality using this novelty hat, a paint roller, and a cheap lavalier mic.
We are like the MacGyver of garbage.
Yes. Trash Guyver.
Trash Guyver! Forgive me if I'm jumping ahead here, but I assume that the theory is a parabolic microphone is going to focus all the sound on here to a microphone to give us greater amplitude, but it just seems like there's no way. Oh wait, I stand corrected. Try this experiment.
Okay.
Like, keep in mind, this is just fabric. Fancy parabolic mics are made of plexiglass, they're super precise or whatever,
Sure.
but try just talking and then talk into this and listen to the way your voice sounds different.
The parabolic umbrella is approaching my face and, oh yeah. Oh wow, it sounds dramatically different.
Right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just
and
simple.
This works on the macro and the micro level. For example, there are things called whispering galleries. They are rooms shaped in such a way that if you stand in a particular place, you can hear very precise sounds from very far away. The story I heard is that there are negotiations that take place in whispering galleries where, like, let's say the French delegation shows up and the Americans are able to listen to them whispering to each other because the two negotiation points are precisely set up at the foci of the ellipse of the entire room.
The Mayans actually created something like that as well at the Great Ball Court in Chichen Itza in Mexico.
No kidding.
Yeah, you could do the same thing and stand 50 yards away or something like that and hear everything with perfect clarity.
Okay, so the idea is that it's very powerful to, man, even just now I grab this and I hear my voice changing when I aim it the right way.
So it should work, right?
I think so.
First thing to do is get our bass. Let's just test the lav.
Okay,
and
so
see
this-
how well it works without this.
What kind of lava is this?
This is the cheapest you could find. I got this on Amazon, super basic. We're just gonna plug it into the phone.
Okay, so if I hold it, let's say 1 unit, and we'll define a unit as my hang loose distance here. So at this level, it's receiving a certain amount of volume from me. The inverse square law, because we live in a three-dimensional world, means that if I go out 1 more unit, you would think it would be half as loud.
Right.
But that's not the case. It is the inverse of the square of the distance. So instead of being half as loud, it is 1/4 as loud. And similarly, if we went out 2 more, it would be 1/16 as loud. Because we're in 3D space, it dissipates so much with the sound wave that it drops off very, very quickly. So instead of being whatever this is, like a 3 millimeters wide of a sound aperture, it's gonna take all of this and focus it right in there, right?
Theoretically.
We'll see.
Let's get our bass, and if you go stand over there, I will point this at you and record you,
Okay.
and we'll see what kind of fidelity we
All right,
get.
done and done. You know what? If I were to talk, it would probably be very variable. I might think I'm being loud or quiet or whatever.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play something from over there.
Oh, okay. So you're about 28 feet away.
And I've got my phone. I'm gonna set it to 1 level, and I'm gonna keep it the same both tests.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it here at arm's length, pointed directly at you.
Okay, and I'm gonna point the phone so the speaker's right at you. You ready?
Recording.
All right, set in 3, 2.
2 sandwiches less, take it away. Grilled cheese.
There it is.
That's good. I like that a lot.
Okay, so how loud did that look like?
Not very loud at all.
You could barely hear it over the sound of the AC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's definitely there.
But it's working.
So now we'll make the antenna. What are we doing?
We're taking our parabola.
Yep.
We cut off the head strap.
Yep.
And we're gonna use a paint roller as our handle.
So is the thinking that a paint roller, just by dumb luck, happens to be right at the focal point of all this?
I hadn't considered that, but you're probably right. I'm thinking we cut off all of this right here and just use the bar inside.
Yeah. Okay, so here, let's get the, where's the sledgehammer? Let's figure out a way to also set it on fire.
Or we could just cut it off with the bolt cutters.
No.
No?
Just a little, right? Just a little bit. Okay, that went everywhere.
We're good.
There. Now, whoop, get that away. That's
Jeez.
bad. It's fine.
There's literally no reason to do this.
The internet! Well, that was easy. Why didn't we do that from the beginning? No. That was dumb. Great. That is a fine stick.
Yeah.
We made a stick, Jason.
Okay, we need a knife. Where's a knife?
I got a knife.
I'm gonna cut a tiny hole right there near the center.
Just one?
Yeah. Okay, and then we thread that through there.
It seems like the focus would be right around here. This is the part where you totally have to kind of guess. So let's do this. What if we did,
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, cool.
right? So now
Very
it's
cool.
farther out,
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Let's just use all gaff tape. Gaff
Okay.
tape does everything. You just keep giving me tapes. We'll keep taping. Does that look right to you?
Oh, totally does. Yeah.
Right? Okay, so
Yeah, yeah.
now let's just reinforce everything.
And we're gonna have to leave a little room to get the mic threaded through though.
Some damn fine craftsmanship.
I think so. Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Shockingly good, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, if we ran this through,
Through the hole that we cut.
yeah.
Cool. Clown Spy, coming soon to a theater near you.
America, you're not prepared for the terror unleashed by the clown spies. So we point this down towards the parabola, I assume? Dude, that looks shockingly legit. Look at that. Okay, so I swear, if this works, I owe you a cheeseburger because this looks so ridiculous. All right, you ready? So for this one, I want you to try to aim it directly at the speaker, and we'll just get a clean take of the whole thing. You ready?
Okay.
Up a little. Perfect. Ready? 3, 2.
Grilled cheese sandwiches, nice and takeaway. Grilled cheese. You mean so much to me.
All right, so let's do it again. This time, I want you to do a sweep from the side to eventually pointing at me and then beyond. Because I gotta tell you, I'm kind of thinking we probably need to reinforce it with something that will bounce back the sound a little bit better than umbrella material.
Grilled cheese. You mean so much to me. Grilled cheese. You're so mean. You bring my cholesterol to my knees.
So here's the original. So you can see it barely makes an impression on the waveform there, right?
Yeah.
Let's go parabola mic in stationary. A little bit louder. And here is the sweep. I think this one will tell whether or not we're getting focused audio. So that's off. And you can hear it definitely getting louder. And you can hear it fading out.
Yeah.
There's definitely a difference, but it's not as big as I expected.
It's a little disappointing.
I got a feeling that the fabric is our big problem. So we've got these plastic cards from a new thing we're doing over at scamstuff.com. What if we scaled this? Because it seems like sound would bounce off of the cards much better, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Then let's do this. Here, you keep tearing off
Okay.
little bits and I'll just start filling all this up.
So you're basically just making scale mail,
Correct.
but with these fancy gold playing cards.
Right. I think we're rapidly approaching the moment at which it makes sense to just buy an actual functioning parabolic microphone.
Yeah, I got my fingers crossed. I'm skeptical that we're gonna see much of an uptick in sound quality.
Well, we know that the real things work because people pay tons of money for them. It might be that the precision required is just more than we're capable of doing with our setup, you know? Or it might be that we just had the wrong material. Because the other thing that matters is, like, it does matter that the microphone be placed right at the focus.
Yeah, that's key, right?
Yeah. All right, let's tape it on the backside as well. We're actually extending the range of the parabolic microphone by a little bit because we went wider than the original umbrella.
Oh, sure.
But more importantly, we've got a more sound reflective material. Okay, dude.
Think we got it? If nothing else.
Listen.
Check, 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 check. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Right?
Weird.
Right?
If nothing else, it's gonna look good on the shelf with the rest of the garbage.
All right, from the same spot. Oh, come on, grilled cheese, do me right.
Recording.
3, 2, 1. You can hear the air.
You can hear the air conditioner more.
much louder.
But you're actually quieter.
Man, I wonder if we just had it aimed wrong. Try this. What happens if you back up? No, it's definitely collecting all of that light and focusing it right here. Let's try it from a shorter throw. All right, let's try it attached. Dude, you can see the waveform changing when I change positions on this. That is not a big difference.
No, it's really not.
Obviously a right idea. There's a reason that those microphones exist, but I think it requires more precision than we're able to get with a novelty umbrella hat.
You think? How did the novelty umbrella hat fail us?
I don't know.
Are you bummed? I'm kind of bummed.
You know what? I'm relieved, because I almost spent $120 on the Johnson Smith catalog's parabolic hobo antenna.
It's not too late.
We want to give this thing as fair a shake as we can, so we replaced the cheap mic with a good mic that we use for production. We're using the zoom instead of the phone, because it could be the phone does some auto gain stuff. And also, instead of using the grilled cheese song, we're going to use bars and tones so that we can actually get true math numbers on exactly what kind of effect is happening. Because clearly, some kind of amplification is occurring, but just we don't have sophisticated ears to hear it.
This is about as scientific as I care to get on a DIY umbrella hat parabola mic.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the same spot. I'm gonna play that bars and tone. Okay, you ready?
Ready?
We're starting with naked mic by itself with bars tone. Okay, same spot. This is bars and tone with the parabolic mic. And go. Okay, so after controlling for everything, it looks like our tests showed that there was a marginal increase in quality, a
Very
decibel or two, but there was a vast increase in the precision because we got birds chirping up in there, we have the AC. It's much more directional using the parabolic mic.
So does it work? Yeah. Is it worth it? Probably not.
Well, certainly not the way we did it. Keep in mind also that we did not use directional microphones. We used omnidirectional microphones, which probably affected the results. But the point of this build is that the idea is that you can cheaply and easily create a high precision instrument. And I gotta give this one a fail, right?
Yeah. I mean, it looks super cool.
It looks badass.
It looks kind of like a psychotic person built it.
Sometimes these DIY builds are shockingly good, like as good as the pro equipment. In this case, I'm gonna say for the fidelity of instruments and for the level of precision you get, probably not worth it. Do it the old-fashioned way. Dress up like a ninja and hide in the shadows.
Is that what you recommend for invading people's privacy?
I mean, that's what I've been doing at your place for... There we go. Thing is,